Hello, beautiful people. Zero to Freedom. JC here. I just wanted to say welcome to my beautiful interview with Hayley Jo Ann, bombshell soul searcher, gorgeous, gorgeous creature, beautiful human being, so passionate about what she does. But I just wanted to pop in a compliance statement to say the things we discussed in this interview are fact also, but also our own opinions, and does not replace any medical treatment. Okay, so to support your medical treatment. So I have been compliant and said that. So saying that, please sit back and enjoy the interview with Hayley. It's a good one. All right, we're talking about CBD, health, well-being, positivity, and getting ourselves there. All right, beautiful people. Bye.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to my new channel, Zero to Freedom. And as you know, I set this up because of my own journey through health. And the whole ethos is to get on people that have been struggling themselves, have been through a whole big journey, and they've got their stories to tell. So today, I'm excited because I have Miss Hayley Jo on, and she is, say hello, Hayley, gorgeous.
Hi. First of all, thank you for doing this channel. Thank you for having me and doing this channel. You're helping so many.
Oh, my pleasure. Well, you know what I've found is just like, as you know, your journey when we've talked, it's a real big mess trying to find diagnosis, feeling helpless, lost, alone with the doctors. And people think like the doctors are, I'm not bashing doctors or the medical system. I'm not getting into any of that. But all I know, and you probably have found from your personal experiences, it's a quagmire. It's a quagmire, and you are kind of made to feel that there's nothing you can do for yourself. So if you're not getting the help that you want, if you're not getting the answers you want, you're kind of just lost, alone, depressed, because the people that you're going to either don't have the money, don't have the answers, don't look at the body as a whole holistic system. And it's just the way we think about our bodies is just so wrong. The way we've been taught, it's a whole holistic system. And what we're going to be talking about today, let me just introduce Hayley first off, because she has had an amazing journey herself. And that's what this channel is about, talking to people who have been in the crap, been at their face in the grime, health-wise, emotionally, physically, and lifted themselves up, got themselves sorted and built really beautiful lives for themselves and not let things get them down, physical, mental, emotional, anything. So Hayley's a health advocate. She's been working with her own health and her own struggle for a long time. She's a top 1% of her company and really bringing heart-centered conscious products to the world. And I'm not about selling, but these products we're going to talk about today and just our own journeys, just incredible to support you. So she's a health advocate. She has support groups for people. So I'm going to put all the links to everything she does. And I'm just really blessed to know her because we met on a group, and there's just some people's light, excuse me, I'm going to cough. Some people's light that just shines really bright. And it's a pleasure to have you on. And I just want to hear about your story really, and sort of, how did you come to what we're going to talk about, to the CBD world, and just tell me your journey really.
Cool. Well, I want to start off thank you for having me. Thank you for doing all you do for other people, because it takes an army to get the ripple effect going on, and you've definitely started the ripples going. And today, something's brought this into my field today, and it's the fact that all of us that struggle, all of us that have had chronic illnesses, all of us that still struggle, and chronic illnesses don't necessarily go away. You just learn to manage them and live your best life. But I want to celebrate all of us that have had these issues. And, I often talk about that my issues started 20 years ago, but I talk about them in a sense of celebration, because I don't think that anything should be you know, oh, woe me, let's have a pity party, because that is just low vibe and we're just never going to come out of it. And that's why I love you, because through all of your struggles, you're just such a high vibe. Yeah, like Ripple.
Because it's perception, isn't it? Like, that's what I'm saying, Hayley. It's like, we can have a situation and like, or in our bodies, collectively what's going on, and you either go, oh my God, it's all gone to shit and we should all just lay down and die, or you go, right, what's my options? And we all have our own, you know, we all have our little days where we kind of go, but the main thing is to get up again.
Definitely. And that's the thing, it's kind of like, we talk about like riding a wave. It's like, you know, a surfer falls off more than he actually rides a wave. Like, the percentage is crazy. It's like he actually is waiting for a wave or falling off more than he is riding a wave. And that's what we need.
He's still doing it. He's still doing it.
He still gets up. Then he still does it. And so my journey, as I said, kind of started 20 years ago. And I basically was like high functioning, like driven, motivated, like getting the grades. I was playing golf at a really high standard. I was like England, Britain, county.
Wow.
I was captain for the teams. I was actually captain for the boys
team.
team.
You're not a boy, Hayley. I like, you're good, all right.
I know.
You ain't that good. You can't
I
just
had to do
sexes.
speeches for kind of like the boys. Like, I was, you know, that because no girls played. So I was in like, I guess I was like really in my masculine. Like, I was totally in my masculine, and I'm on this journey now, really embracing the feminine.
We all need to right now.
Exactly, we need to, whether we're male or female. It's so important. And I truly believe that my health journey has improved in the last 2 years, and is even more accelerating now because I'm seeing that I had that masculine side. But 20 years ago, I got shingles, and it hit me pretty bad, all left side, and it's quite truly believe it, because I was go and striving. Can you hear me? Like,
you just went off a little bit there. Do you want to just repeat that last bit? Just repeat that last bit.
So I was striving so much that I think that that's why I ended up getting the shingles. And 20 years ago, we didn't know really about things like chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, ME. Like, it just kind of was this, it was called the yuppie flu, actually. So people used to call it the yuppie flu, and it's so bad. But that's what I was embarrassed to tell people, that I had this thing, and it became a real.
See, that's terrible as well. So I just got to jump in there. Isn't it funny when you have health things, you can feel a certain way about it. It's how other people will treat you and talk to you like you're kind of. I don't know if you've had this. Have you ever had, like, if people know you have certain health conditions and like you're acting happy or positive, they kind of be like, well, you can't be that ill then. You know, it's a really odd kind of like, what should I go around crying, or like it's so
and that's
strange.
The thing with like invisible illnesses, you have like peaks and you have troughs, but really you're functioning. Like, the best description I had a doctor say, that's like, imagine like a heart trace. That's normal, right? But someone with a chronic illness, so this is a normal high, that's a normal low. Someone with a chronic illness, actually their level is lower. So it's like that high is never ever going to be as high or as happy or as healthy as a normal person. And then the dips go even lower. And so when you can explain that to someone, it's still very confusing when you don't embody it.
It is, because they don't feel it, do they? So it's just really hard for people to identify. And people get bored as well, because you're ill and you get better. But when you've got chronic conditions, do you find that kind of after a bit, people kind of don't, not even if you're not even talking about it, people find it kind of uncomfortable or like difficult to deal with, or they don't want to, and like it's perception from,
and everyone has an opinion of it, and everyone has their view of what you should be doing. And so for up until 2 years ago, I controlled it. Like, I massively controlled it. I went down the pharmaceutical route, and I was popping pills from like 60. And then I hit a stage where I've traveled all my life.
What are these painkillers? Were these painkillers?
Antidepressants, nerve blockers, painkillers.
Gabapentin. They're awful.
Like amitriptyline, citalopram, gabapentin.
Oh dear.
Hormonally, I was taking everything. And then it was like my handbag would be full of like paracetamol, ibuprofen.
Prescription junkie, literally. Like, it makes me laugh when people talk about drugs and like, oh, CBD, cannabis, so bad. Do you know what these pills do to you? Like, 98% of people die of iatrogenic illness, which is illness from medication, because it's toxic.
And also,
so,
more people die in a day from alcohol abuse. But alcohol is, you can buy it over the counter and you're allowed to drink it at a young age. So it's like,
it's crazy, isn't it?
I went down that route because it's like, that's what you're told.
That's the route you go. That's the route you go.
Surrounded by people, like we've just been talking about like-minded people, but I was surrounded, and this is 20 years ago. So it was kind of like, oh, you take the medicine. But at the same time, like inside of me, I was like, right, I need to do something different. I've always, my nickname.
How did you feel when you had, I just want to get, when you were on all those pills, how did you feel? Because I know when I was taking just tons and tons of pills, I just felt like a zombie. Like,
I think that's how I lived. I think that like an antidepressant for me, and I will always speak, like with my company, we have to be really compliant, and I will always speak from my opinion, and we drop a disclaimer. But for me, my experience is that it was like a leveler. So I didn't have the highs and I didn't have the lows.
You're just like,
and then now and again, these crazy highs would come in, but then there would be lows. But because they were so inconsistent, I never knew what to do about it. You know, like,
just take another pill. Like literally, that's like your baseline. It's just, you're just taking the pills and it's just keeping it going. Yeah, it's awful. It's not living.
Totally.
So you were taking all these pills.
And I'm repairing myself now from all of that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm repairing my gut. I'm repairing, like I'm using my CBD, but I'm also working with a homeopath right now because I'm at that stage that I'm propelling even harder forward. And so we're clearing out 20 years of metals, hormones, everything is just coming out. And so it's unbelievable because I never knew back then that one can heal naturally. And the suppression,
because you don't, do you? No, you don't. We're not taught to know that.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to get in the whole side of the pharmaceutical, but hey, pharmaceuticals kind of make quite a bit of money. So like, you know, probably want to keep that business going. But you know, like
that's why hemp and legal cannabis has such a problem getting out into the market, is because
it works.
Big Pharma owns the media, it owns the papers.
Oh my God, have you seen that documentary? Sorry to interrupt, have you seen that documentary, Sacred Plant? We'll put, you tell me any links you want to put in. Every link I want to people have available. That Sacred Plant, honestly, people just don't know. It's amazing. There's 450 compounds, I think, in cannabis sativa. It's a sacred plant. Plants are not wrong. It was here on the earth. God, the creator, source, whatever you want to say, put this plant on the earth. And it literally, we're going to get into the endocannabinoid system, but I mean, it's not toxic in any way, shape or form. Like literally you could take, there's never been like a death from, you know, cannabis. Maybe you're drinking or like taking pills, you know, but there's never been like a death, I believe, from cannabis.
No,
it's not toxic.
Mother Nature put stuff here for a reason. Like you look at every single thing on this planet, down to an ant. They have a purpose. They have a reason. And, you know, if you have to hit, it's really weird, but I heard it a long, long time ago. And it was like, let's think of our bodies, especially the endocannabinoid system, which is a system as important as any other system in our bodies. But let's think.
I'd never heard of it though. Had you ever heard of it?
No, of course not, because it's not discussed, because they can't support it without cannabinoids, which comes from hemp. So they're not going to do that. But imagine that you are a child's mobile, you know, that hangs from the ceiling.
Oh, yeah.
What happens? You have an imbalance in your body, which is illness, discomfort, mind problems. So you come in and you're this, like, you know, a mobile. Medication puts something and they're like, right, we're going to fix that stomach problem. And they give us some medication. That fixes a stomach problem, but it puts something else out of balance. So then they have to fix this. So they put that. So you're forever.
And more.
Exactly.
Oh my God. My dad was on like 20 pills a day like at the end, like
and
it was
so
ridiculous.
totally just like balancing everything, but it's that mobile is never going to be balanced, because
Yeah, I love that analogy.
and a peg and a peg and a peg, and you're just imbalanced. Homeostasis is what the endocannabinoid system is about. So that is what it wants. It wants you to be balanced. It wants to put everything back into sync. So if you have an imbalance, you have a headache. Why do you have a headache? Let's work it out and let's balance what's causing the imbalance. It could be like dehydration, you know, whatever it is. Why are you
That's the problem thing, isn't it? It's the problem with the pharmaceutical route. It's not getting to the cause. It just covers the symptoms. And that is the problem, because nothing got solved. Your body gives you pain, gives you things. It's giving you a message, like, to take care of that area, take care of this, take care of that. Pain is a message for us, you know, to like listen to.
If you need to rest, you're like, your body tells you to rest, but what are we taught to do is hustle and hustle hard through our body saying you need to sleep. Like, don't hustle hard. You're not meant to hustle. You're meant to live in a life of flow and ease and growth. And so
I think it's just such a bigger picture though, Hayley, isn't it? Like, because we're just scratching the surface here, and then we're like stepping back and looking at our whole being, our whole way of life, our whole kind of being shoved in, and just like embarrassed to even care for ourselves and sort of take time and have a little breath. You know, we're kind of taught, no, that's a selfish thing. No, that's selfish, spending time for yourself. And that's why people are really coming to realize now about self-nurture and self-care. It's like, when you go to that space, when you can get that, that's where the healing is. And you can be there for so many people if you can go quiet and meditate, and literally, and people think meditate going, oh well, you know, just sit, have a cup of tea, sit quietly in the garden, listen to the birds, like literally just be for a minute, recharge, connect with the earth. You know, this is so important.
It's so valuable, because actually because of like me being in my masculine for so long, it's like the innate.
We've gone again.
To be a bug last week, and I like, oh, am I here?
yeah, you come back.
So
just
I'm learning
to
be in the feminine. Yeah, so learning to be in the feminine made me, I had a bug last week, and I was like, you know what, I'm taking this week. I'm going to sit on the couch. I'm going to watch like rom-coms that I love. I'm going to listen to music. I'm going to go and sit outside. You know what happened in that week? I had so many downloads, like so many messages of like things that I should be doing in the world. I got better slowly, but I didn't take any medication. I just used natural sources. And then this week, okay, I'm healing
back,
but naturally. But all these ideas came through. Like,
you know what? It's really interesting. I've been getting like loads, but the energy on the planet at the moment, like we got the fear, all that, but like if you really tune in and you go and put your feet in nature, put your feet on that ground, you will feel a difference in the energy. It's there for you to access. Everyone, you don't have to have money, nothing. Anyone can go and put their feet on the grass in their garden and have a little breath. But it's interesting
it's so simple to go and earth yourself. Like, we can do it now. Like, you literally feet on the ground, and I like to feel like I twist my heels out a bit, and then imagining that you are connected with a cord to Mother Earth, the center of her, imagining that you're connected to the sky. Like, you don't even have to be woo-woo.
We should just do little mini grounding sessions for people.
Yeah, we should do like a session of that. But
yeah, let's do that.
Like, to not take everyone's time, but like basically everything that we've said is what I didn't know about. I didn't know about. I just kept going to pharmaceuticals. I kept going to what I consider to be the mask. You know, like, let's put the Band-Aid on. Oh, let's put another Band-Aid on because the blood's let's put the Band-Aid on, not healing it. And so it came to a couple of years ago of like, don't get me wrong, I've done a lot in my life. I've traveled most of my life. I've run a business for 14 years doing sports massage. Like, I've managed to get it through even with this chronic illness. But enough was enough a couple of years ago. I was like, I'm done. I am done with this. Something better has to happen. So I packed up my business. 8 weeks after that decision, I was on a beach in Hawaii. And ever since then, I've gone back and forth around the world. And in that time, God, source, universe, thank you, planted CBD in my path, planted hemp in my path. But what it also did was open my mind to the fact that this is what I needed to do, not medication. Because just over 2 years ago, I laid outside, and I always look outside because that's the spot. And I was on medication because I was like, well, I'm really low, blah, 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 blah.
Take some more pills.
I took the pills and I laid there and I was like,
excuse me,
I feel like I'm dying. I feel like I'm dying. And so I stopped them after 2 days, and I reached out and I put it on my Facebook, which I rarely used. And I was like, where's CBD in the UK? One friend got back to me from Hawaii and contacted.
Is that where you discovered it then, in Hawaii?
I discovered it before, but didn't know about it. But I was in England, messaged Facebook, but a Hawaiian got in touch with me, linked me with a lady who then got me in touch with these products. That was the day. It was the 31st of July.
Wow, I remember that. Exactly.
And I don't remember dates, but I remember that day. Over that night, that my life changed. I was on back order for 2 weeks for the product because I was the first European to join. So the product wasn't even here. And when my product arrived, oh my gosh, suddenly my sleep patterns started regulating.
Yeah, let's go through this thing though. So basically, Kate, when you started taking CBD, I just want to know with fibromyalgia, what is the pain and what is, just so people understand, because my friend has that and he had CNR treatment, which we won't go into that now. But what do you suffer? Is it just high level of pain? Yeah.
No, not really. It's kind of, well, it can be different for everyone as well. And that's why it's so different. So if you are on here and like Google it and have a look, because it's so different. Like it goes from body discomfort to stomach issues to mental
everything.
issues. You know, it is like a whole
because the depression that goes with it, kind of thing. So it's similar. It's kind of like it is a neurological disorder, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it a it is a neurological.
It's immunity. It's like an immune.
It's an immune disorder, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry, autoimmune disorder. But it affects everything.
Travels around. Because now in last year that it started to be like understood a bit, but it's still not understood. So for me, it's like my skin would hurt, like my skin. I would feel really spaced out and like come back. My stomach was, you know, I didn't know which way it was going to go, like whether it's, you know, like too loose, too solid, whatever. My skin, you know, like hair growth, like, you know, I have, since taking CBD, all this baby hair growing because my hair wasn't growing.
Wow.
Like my cycle of my pattern would be, I only said to my mum today, I'm on my cycle, like literally, if men are on here, I'm sorry. But today I started ovulating.
I don't want to know that.
Like as in my ovulation, I know the day.
On fleek.
Yeah, on fleek. But it's like for all this time with the medication, my cycle was like 21 days. Or 45 days. There was like that much span.
Well, it just messes it all up, doesn't it? Like literally messes everything down there up in that way, like completely. It's crazy. Ridiculous. So so like this started 2 years ago, and the progress. The one thing I love about hemp and CBD is I don't have to continually up my serving. So. Like, so how much you take? Let's have a look at these.
It's individual. So we work, like you and I, we will work with whoever is taking it. So for me, you know, the average of the lowest is like 5 drops in the morning, 5 drops in the evening. But that can be different because everybody's body is different. So it's not like I'm saying, you've got a headache, you need to take this pill, and also Jane, Tom, Dick and Harry also do with their headache. It's not like that. So is it a case of seeing what works, like having a guided amount and like just kind of seeing what works for you, basically? Exactly. And you play around with it and you work with it. So last week when I was like under the weather, I upped my serving because my body was so out of balance. It needed the support. You know,
I need that extra immunity.
If you go through emotional stuff, you're like, you know what? I am low right now. Everything is discombobulated. I'm going to up my CBD. But the beautiful thing is in 2 years, I actually think that I've probably lessened what I need to take because this is balancing my body from the inside out.
Well,
you don't need to keep taking more. you
That's
actually
the thing with all
like,
pharmaceuticals, you always up the dose, don't you? Always up the dose. So basically what you're saying, isn't that revolutionary? What you're saying is, people, listen to this, even though she's been taking it for 2 years,
yeah,
she's on the same dose or taking lower because her body is healing, because her body is healing and balancing itself. And that's what's incredible about it. So
yeah, and that's the thing. It's kind of like, you know, it literally is working on a system to induce homeostasis, and I will use that word over and over and over again.
I love that word, homeostasis. We need to know it.
We do. We need, you know, you do not build a building and you not without a leveler, right? Like you've got, I can't remember what they're called, that thing that has a little ball
foundation. Oh yeah, the spirit level of.
Yeah, the spirit level. Like you want everything to be right? Spirit level. Yeah. That's what you want your body to be. So my journey in these 2 years, like obviously I'm still on a healing journey, and I think that
I don't think we ever stop, do we? I don't think we ever stop.
The one thing that I love about what the product has done for me, remove the body discomfort, remove the fact that my face isn't like a pizza, remove the fact that my stomach is now balanced and I don't worry if I'm going to be constipated or have an upset stomach. It opened my mind. Something happened when CBD.
It's empowering. It's empowering. I mean, look at you, like how empowered you are.
But you know, my mind opened. My mind was like, okay, girlfriend, you've been stuck for 20 years. What are you going to do about it? Like, what are you going to do?
Here I am. I'm here to help you. Now it's up to you. So it's giving you what you need, that little elixir to help your body help itself.
Yeah. It's literally. Like it's not just going to be that you say, I'm having CBD and that's going to do it. What it will do is you suddenly go, oh, I'm not struggling with XYZ. So now I'm going to look at the way I eat. Oh, I'm not struggling with this now. So now I'm going to think about how my body moves. I'm not struggling with this anymore. So I can make room to learn about my mind and to journal and to meditate.
Learn how to be. Like is literally the thing. We've forgotten how to be, haven't we? Yeah. I'm actually going to have a guy on called Dan Sullivan, and he's going to be talking about like doing like permaculture stuff, but in little things. So I just remembered that because you were saying about food. So this channel is also about opening everything up for our health. Like, you know, how do we grow our veggies? How do we get off, you know, like get away? I'm going to be having, you know, Anita on to talk about no dare stuff, which is completely like chemical free stuff. So it's not just one thing. It's not just one thing. We have to come at it. You know, it's really not rocket science. And I'm not trying to sound condescending because I've been the most unhealthiest person, like full disclosure, like, you know, this, I've said this on the channel. You know, I was on drugs since I was 14. I was put on prescription drugs, and then I run away from pain, abuse, whatever. I went on all sorts of stuff, and I've always taken that, and I've always been shoved millions of pills and stuff. And anyone, right, can turn it around. You can have been taking cocaine, heroin, whatever for however many years. You can turn it around. You can have loads of health problems if you're supporting yourself with the right food, the right products. You know, what do you say? Because like we know your daily what you eat. How different do you feel when you're like putting good stuff into your body? I mean, I know that sounds obvious, but you don't put shitty petrol in a car, do you?
No,
and expect to get a good performance.
When I talk about the CBD is like, you know, because you can get so many varieties of CBD. And I always say, if you were to go in a bar, if you drank, you were to go in a bar, would you, and you had the choice, you didn't have to pay, would you say, I want that bottom shelf, really shitty vodka? Or would you say,
I would have done in bars.
But money's not a problem, right? But would you say, I want that shitty vodka, or I'm going to go for the Grey Goose? You're going to go for the Grey Goose. So we are the same, like a car, like you say, it's like you're not going to put the worst, you know, fuel in your Rolls Royce. Like you are the Rolls Royce. And so for me, like I also controlled food a lot, like through my journey. Like I did like Atkins diet because I was like, that's what's going to make me healthy. I cut out X, I cut out Y, I cut out Z. And literally the last kind of this year, I've started to reintroduce everything. There's some things that I won't eat because my body doesn't like them, like peppers.
Yeah, do you find your body just literally, when you learn your body, it just suddenly like you just don't
Yeah,
want certain
like
things
gluten.
you might have liked
I'll
before.
have a piece of cake. Like will have a little piece of cake, but I don't on a regular basis. It's all, if I can see it like it's whole, then I put it in. So it's all coming back to basics. It's like, yeah, I have tea and I have some coffee, but I have our CBD coffee because that's chaga mushrooms, organic coffee, CBD. Like, I'm really not like fussy anymore, but I'm also selective. But I'm also selective of not just what I put in, because it isn't just what you put in your body, it's what you put in your mind. So I'm selecting
that's the most important thing. Like, because if you don't put the good stuff there, you don't want to put the good stuff into your body, do you?
But that's the thing. It's kind of like, that's what I missed. That was my missing piece all along. It was kind of like, oh, I'll have the drugs, but I'll control my food and I'll just sit in bed all day. Okay, well, that's not really going to do it. Right, I'll change my food. I'll still have the drugs and I'll still hang around with rubbish people. And so now, like, I can hand on heart say, you know what? I've lost people along the way. I've made mistakes with my diet and what I've put in my body along the way. Of course I have. I've made mistakes of like self-harming, you know, telling myself that I'm not good enough, that no one's going to want to be my friend.
We all do. I think we're trained to do that, Hayley, aren't we? We're like, it's like completely conditioned in us to kind of be down on ourselves, be in a constant state of fear and panic and just, I mean, I'm not even talking about lately, since we're born, like, you're not good enough, I'm fat, I've got spots, you know, it's like, you know, what do we expect to come out of it? And I've really got into what, I'm really glad you brought up about the nurturing of thoughts and stuff, because, like, you know, when you had your kind of revelation, you were laying there in the garden, I was laying in hospital, and I was really, I'd just been in and out of hospital, and I was just hopeless, you know, and I just started with the smallest gratitude. So I've been reading a book, I can't remember what it was now, and I just literally was just, someone brought me my toast over, a nurse, and I was just like, I'm grateful for my toast. And then I just started saying, I'm grateful for this, just in my mind, I'm grateful for that. And I just built that gratitude practice, and this is where this has all come from, really. It's come from that seed of gratitude. And I realized it doesn't matter if you're in this shit, you know, excuse me for swearing, like, it doesn't matter. If you literally can be grateful for, like, wanting to shift something, to move out of it, your vibration changes, doesn't it? Like, your everything. Are you all right? Have you frozen?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, and you know this too. Like,
I can hear you. Like 100%. It all starts from it starts from that. And if you are going to think, like, our brain wires itself. Like, we have neural growth factor that literally is what we are thinking and training our brain to think the most. So if you're saying to yourself, I am so unwell and I am depressed and I am anxious and that has been my life and that's what it's going to be going forward. Well, yeah, sweet cheeks, it's going to be that.
That's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get.
Your brain, the universe, cannot decipher between fact or fantasy. Absolutely. So if you're sitting in a place of being unwell, start telling yourself, I'm grateful for my healing body. I am grateful that I am evolving. I am grateful for the food that I put in my body. I am well. I am abundant in health and wealth. Start rewiring this neural growth factor.
Yeah, I love that, because it's so bloody true. Exactly. I've laid there in pain. I'm sure you've done it too. And what do? You either focus on that pain, focus on that hurt and just helplessness, or you focus on, like, cultivating that kind of gratitude and, like, a feeling of, like, okay, I'm feeling this right now, but I can shift it and I'm okay with it and I'm just gonna have a rest, you know. Like, there's just so much we can cultivate.
Totally.
I've got so much. I'm going to definitely get you on again, you know, because I
need to come on again. And to conclude, I guess, this round, because we can come on again, it's like,
I think we need to do another interview. Is that okay? I can get you on again, because I know you have to go and do some very important things with flowers.
What are my joys in life, you know? But one thing that, like, this journey's taught me, like, finishing with gratitude and the hustle, is obviously I started taking CBD. It became my business online, which I am forever grateful that I get to work online through ups, downs.
I want you just to tell us quickly about, also, sorry to interrupt, but is CBD oil? I mean, because I've only just joined this, because I'm really interested and I've taken CBD, and, like, I haven't had as much experience with you, but I'm getting into this now, and, like, Hayley is just a wealth of information. So please tell. Don't do that. You are. tell me what other, if you don't like oil, what other ways can you get CBD, and just say a bit about the company.
Yeah, the oil is the best way because it's super simple. This one's run out just now, but like basically you pipette it in and it's a beautiful green. We put it under your tongue and it just goes into your system.
Whatever the word.
Sublingually is the best way because it hits you straight away. Like when I take mine, I'm like, oh. But we do have soft gels as well, if that's more comfortable for you to take something.
Just chewy sweets kind of things.
No, they are like little pills with
oil
in them. And we also have like curcumin in there. We have melatonin. We've got a vitality one. There's a range. But also there are gummies, which, you know, you can chew and it's like a candy, but so there's
loads of different ones. If people don't want the oil, you know. And also some people are funny about the THC, you know, because you've got the full spectrum and broad
spectrum, which is THC free. So if you don't want the THC, you don't have to. But know that hemp doesn't get you high. That isn't psychoactive.
No, not at all.
It's marijuana that does that. Also within our company, we've got supplement sprays, which why I love the supplement
I love those.
Is because 98% of that supplement spray absorbs into your body. So when I spray this into my mouth, that absorbs 98%. A tablet.
What one have you got there? Which one's that?
It's a brain one. So it's like.
Okay, that's really funny. I've just ordered that, and I love sell because that's immunity. So that is. Yeah.
But this, like 98% versus when you take a supplement, you only absorb 10% of that supplement. So
that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So with these products, what I would suggest with people is my expression is GTS. Google that shit. So if you have a symptom, if you have a problem, Google it, and you're going to see so much information. Or contact one of us, and we'll set up a little group chat, and we'll take you through it. Because
well, can we just talk about your support group now, because I'm getting my one up and running, but Hayley's been doing this for a long time, and in the interest of just getting things out to people at this time in the world when people are scared, like terrified of their wellness and stuff like that, so like please Hayley, tell people about your group.
I have multiple things going on. So obviously we've got the products and we can help you with those. You can also sell them, which if you want, we have a whole team that's global around the world, and it's beautiful. And I moved the hustle from
you just went off there.
You shine in your life.
Sorry, you're gonna have to say that last bit again,
sweetheart. We've removed the hustle from the business side of it. It's all about empowerment and letting you shine. And so from that, I also have a positivity community, and that I show up every single day for you to support you in your positive journey. But filtering off of that, I work closely in private groups with this is
your new project. This is your new container.
I have one going on already at the moment, but this is launching. The next one is launching at the end of October, so there's time for you to
end of October. I will put this in the links. I will put everything in the links that she's doing.
End of October, and essentially it is for all of you that are driven and motivated, but you are lacking people supporting you. So if
many people.
If you feel unsupported on your health, your wellness, your business, whatever it may be, maybe you're a mum stuck at home and your kids can't go to school, but you need an extra bit of love. I'm taking you on a 3-month
we all need that
journey, and it's a 3-month journey of self-care, self-love, self-empowerment, and we'll take you on that journey, and then forwarding that, like you can take it however you want, whether you want to work one-on-one, whatever it may be. But I'm super excited about that container because there will be no more at any time than 9 people in a little group.
That's perfect. So it's really, really like local. It's really small, intimate kind of thing. And also, I just want to add, Hayley. Sorry, darling. I just wanted to say, you know, obviously what we've been talking about, and kind of if you're having trouble with, you know, taking all this medication and stuff. And if your family around you are just really awful, like, no, you must take the pills. And like, even if you want support in that way, you know, come into Hayley's group. I got a group, Try to Thrive, also. It's just getting going. So like, jump into Hayley's group. Like she has the links for the products. I have the links for the products. And I'm really excited. I've got these brain space because I've got FND, functional neurological disorder, among many things. So I'm really looking forward to using the brain. Literally using my brain though. It'd be nice one day to do that, wouldn't it? Anyway, so like just please check out what are you on Instagram at bombshell?
I'll put what I'm going to put is I'll give you my link tree. So my link tree has it all in. So give me a follow, give me a message, and I would love to just like chat with anybody. And obviously any of the offerings that we both offer, we're like do it all together and we'll support you. My basic thing in short is that I want to get you into your shine, whether that is in health, happiness, wealth. And I want to help you do that along the steps of the ways instead of you feeling like no one's holding your hand. So
exactly. Again, Hayley knows because she is a completely genuine person, because when you have been through your own health journeys and stuff and you come out, you have a real burning desire to help other people, and you know, to see other people suffering and kind of feeling disempowered and everything. And I see that in her heart, and she's a good girl. She's an amazing human being. So, you know, just link up and kind of open yourself and empower yourself with food, with CBD, please, at this time on the planet, because this is our vessel, this is our instrument. This is what we have, and we, contrary to popular beliefs, what are being proliferated, are extremely limitless, resilient, and marvelous human beings.
And we need to celebrate that. We need to celebrate all of our journeys. Like really, like you should be so proud of yourselves for even watching this, showing up for yourself every single day, and especially at this time with winter coming and all of the craziness, like immunity, health, and mindset in no particular order are so vital. But if you don't have that at this time, just to wrap up, if you don't have that in this time, you are going to be floating around and you are going to be suffering, listening to one narrative to the other. So please ground yourself, eat good food. And just to finish up, my beautiful darling, have you heard of Thank You Body Rally? No, this sounds good.
Okay, so this is 16th, there's rallies going on all over the world today, where people, I think a guy called Saya G started it. People are making videos, they're going to rallies, and they're celebrating their bodies. Thank you, body, for helping me heal from this, from that, and actually going with a positive thing rather than kind of, oh no, our body's attacking us, you know, like going and celebrating the body. So I challenge you, my darling.
I will.
Make a video on your Instagram and thanking your body for what you've healed from, what you're doing, and then put hashtag, this is for everyone, all the viewers too, hashtag Thank You Body Rally, and just make a little video, put it on your Instagram, guys, and basically just show what you're grateful for. Yeah? Okay.
Amazing.
Listen, thank you so much for coming on, darling. You're a beautiful little angel. Okay?
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't forget to tune in next time, and we're going to have loads of cool stuff. And don't forget, I've got Dan Sullivan coming on too. So much love. We can go from zero to freedom together.
Zero to freedom.